Okay. How many people does it take to get the podcast right? Last week we're rolling on one camera.
Oh.
Mason got a nose job. We're running on one camera. Sound kicked out at freaking minute 40.
And there was still so much of the episode because I specifically remember saying, I don't want to end the episode this way. Like, I don't want to end the episode on this note. And we had such a wrap up.
I do want to talk about last week's episode because a lot of comments. First of all, the love that we received from people lifting up, that were uplifting and supportive and just.
Did you get a lot of them?
I did.
I got a couple too.
A lot of uplifting, hey, don't quit. We love what you do, and thank you, and I just so you guys know, I greatly appreciate it. But we did have a couple of comments of people like, have that conversation with your team.
But can I share a good one before you share the negative ones? I had a couple of people reach out to me who had not reached out to me before, but both people who have reached out to us and people who have not reached out to us before, but people who really felt, and I haven't shared this with you, people who really felt like compelled to say something, like felt like it was a gut feeling and they needed to say something. And what several of the messages shared was have faith. Have faith that what is supposed to come to you in the right time will come to you.
Yes.
And I really felt like for us in our lives this past year, there has been a lot of changes and things that have happened to us. People have exited our life. We've cleaned house in a lot of ways. And I just feel like in hindsight, you and I have talked about this, looking back, it was a really good, healthy thing for us in our lives. When we were going through it, we didn't know that. And so I'm kind of I was so glad that they reminded me of that. Because I feel like that's a little bit of what this is.
No, I was going to actually bring that up. And just so everybody knows, like the end of that episode that cut off, Renae and I made sure to mention, like, we're not quitting. We're not. I am not quitting. I was having a real moment, real one.
Yeah.
And for those people that go, not the forum, or I'm really bummed out that you guys talked about this today, or somebody even said it's off brand. And that's where I'm like, well, it really isn't off brand. It is actually very on brand.
For you. It made me uncomfortable, but in I think was a good way. And a testament to you and who you are. You are always very genuine. You are always very real. You don't like the sugar-coated version of Instagram that we all have gotten used to seeing. Because actually I had a conversation that you weren't a part of when it was just the one camera. And then I think there was something else that needed to go out on your social media. And I was, I had a conversation with someone about, do we just tank the episode?
Yeah.
Or do we just bury the episode with other posts? And
I mean, we really thought about do we want to put that out there? And again, going back to this podcast and it's from the beginning, our goal has always been to be honest.
Yeah.
And to always show the people that follow us who we really are.
And you told me, you said be brave enough to just be genuine and have honest conversations, because I'm not used to getting ripped apart in comments like you are,
But it was how I was feeling.
Yeah.
It was where I was at. It was things that I deal with mentally, and I'm allowed to have those moments. I'm allowed to have moments in my life where I go, hey man, right now I'm feeling the pressure. And it's hard, and I'm having a hard time dusting myself off and keep going, But I'm going to dust myself off like I always do.
And that was the lesson at the end that people didn't get to hear, is that you dust yourself off and you keep going. And that is how you have gotten to where you are. So for people to see you going through that experience and then continuing to put one foot in front of the other was the lesson.
And to be honest with you, like I will go back to... for a very long time, I was I'm really funny, I don't sell tickets guy. Why? Then I started selling tickets, and that was a big transition for me to go, well, who am I?
Yeah.
What is my identity? Am I for a long time, my identity was I'm really funny, I'm really hardworking, and I don't sell tickets, and I need to. right? And that was my, like, I'm a fighter, man. I'm going to keep going, and I'm in this career for good, and I know I belong here, and blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, hey, Steve, now you sell tickets. Now you're paying your bills in a big way. Now you're successful. Now who are you?
Yeah.
You know, and I think that a lot of times in life, we go through those transitions. I think Rick went through one a few years ago, right? Rick, where you were, you know, in this business that you were building and creating, and you were, you know, a big part of it. Then all of a sudden it sold. Now you're the guy with money in the bank going, well, where do I fit in and who am I? Would you agree with that, Rick?
Yeah, there's definitely a different mentality when you're working towards something, and then once you're part of the machine, you know, that's just putting out content after content.
But it makes you a different person.
Absolutely, 100%.
You know, your identity as, I'm this independent guy trying to sell shows, trying to keep my business afloat, trying to make sure that I'm paying the bills, to, hey, we want to take over your company. Now you're the guy that works in this machine.
Ah, I see. I wasn't following your thought
Who is that, Rick?
Okay.
It's a different mindset.
Yeah.
And there is a, you know, Mason's going to go through it. You're the engaged guy. That's who you are right now. Boom, you become the married guy. Well, who's that guy?
Yeah.
You know, Eric's the single, ready to mingle, I do what I want guy. And there is a big transition there too, where all of a sudden you meet somebody in your life that you go, well, who am I now?
Yeah.
I'm the boyfriend to this girl, right? We went through it with...
Or who do I want to be now is the question.
We're going through it with mommy and daddy. Holy crap, we are now mommy and daddy.
Oh, I went through that a long time ago.
What does that mean?
Moms go through that with the first child.
Yeah,
it's a whole,
It's a whole thing. But ultimately, I'm glad that we put that episode out. And I am not...
I'm just so bummed they didn't get to hear the end of it. Because
Yes.
I think it's a very... The tone and the message of the episode is very different when it had that end on it. And so... But then maybe also it was not meant to go that way.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't meant to go that way.
Know?
And ultimately, at the end, I said, like, the big lesson here is that somebody as positive and as hardworking as me, who continues to overcome.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have real moments of defeat. I have real moments of, do I want to keep doing this? I have real moments of, man, poor me. I have those moments, and I'm allowed to have those moments because I'm a human, and that's how I felt last week.
Yeah.
You know, and to be honest with everybody, I'm right now, first day of, I'm done with the pity party. I'm done with the fucking pity party. I'm done with the poor me, and let's get back to work. Right? And it takes, you know, I
actually suggested last night, I said, do we want to push the podcast one day? Because the kids went back to school this morning, and I just felt like one day of the kids being in school and you sort of just having a minute of a little quiet, just a little, because I know you won't sit still, would do you a lot of good. But you said, no, I want to, let's podcast today. I want to do it.
I mean, we'll go back to what I wanted to talk about that you brought up was, I also need to take a step back and realize that I have had a lot of lessons in this department in my life.
Yeah.
You know, I do believe in God. I do think that God has a plan. I do think that things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, I always say that, you know, my dad desperately wanted me to serve in the armed forces. And I ended up breaking my back in high school and not being able to serve. And the kind of man that I am, and especially then, I'd probably be dead. You know, there's no fucking way I'm letting somebody else kick that door down. There's no way that, you know what I mean, Tatiana? I would have been
You're on the front line.
I would have been it's me, I'll handle it, I'm going. You know, so I think God said, hey, Steve, let's slow that little fucking plan that your dad has for you down. I have something else for you.
Yeah.
And I still get to help veterans, and I still get to be there for our men and women who serve. And not only that, I'm using my talent to touch other people's lives with laughter, with humor, with marriage therapy, with...
Yeah.
So there was a plan there, and then meeting you and the way me and you ended up together, there was some, that was a plan. And at the time, if I'm being honest with you and our audience, when I met you, I was like, motherfucker, this girl's going to ruin my shit. I got a good thing going on. I'm single. I'm touring the country. And this girl came into my life, made me care about her. And now I'm this other guy, right? And then just recently, not even a year and a half ago. Why are you crying?
Well, I was trying not to. I got really teary-eyed. And then, now my eyes burn.
Well, now I'm going to get in trouble. They're like, you know what, Steve? We don't want to watch this episode. You making your wife cry.
No. Yes.
We have cried several times on this episode.
When you were talking about you breaking your back and that being the reason you couldn't go to the military, that just really hit me, because I know that about you. Because can you imagine to be a 16-year-old kid or however old you were and playing football and get your back broken? I know you just kind of glossed over it, but to break your back and think you're going to end up paralyzed. And then,
better yet, why don't we use the Steve Trevino handkerchief?
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Perfect timing to sell some shit.
Good moral quality.
Yes, that's what it says. And it says Simple Man on it. They're very comfortable.
They're very beautiful, these Simple Man handkerchiefs. Thank you.
But, to not gloss over that, all I wanted to do was play Gregory Portland varsity football. That was at that time in my life, was my goal, to be a football star for the Gregory Portland Wildcats. Yeah. As a sophomore, I get moved up to varsity. All my dreams are happening. And then bang.
You break your back.
I break my back.
You lose your friends, your sense of community. Talk about an identity change. You were a football player.
No more jock.
And to have to go through that identity change in high school.
But I learned so much from that experience as well. I remember, because I wasn't that jock anymore. I didn't hang out with the jocks the next year or whatever. It's just, there was a big transition. I remember at one point being in the cafeteria and the jocks were being dickheads. All my friends.
Yeah.
And I remember looking to my other friend that I was sitting at the kitchen, at the table at the cafeteria, and I go, what dicks, right? And he looks at me and he goes, you were the leader of those dicks. He goes, really, dude? You were the freaking leader of those dicks. And that hit me and taught me a big, valuable lesson of oh, wow. From the outside looking in, I'm like, golly, I'm glad I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
But I was. And maybe that was God also going, hey, why don't we chill out on this fucking leader of the dicks thing you got going on?
Yeah.
And let's be something else.
But for me, you say that, had that not happened, it changes the trajectory of your life in so many ways. And I got emotional because then I don't meet you and I don't marry you and we don't have these children and we don't live this beautiful life.
It's a completely different life.
That was what made me emotional.
And going back to the lessons I've learned of, hey, God does have a plan. Yeah. And things do work out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, a year and a half ago, we got sabotaged and attacked on our baseball team. And man, it was the worst thing, and it was sad.
And not in sports. It was a moral character attack.
Yes. We made
these before then.
funny part of it all too. Part of the accusations was that I was playing daddy ball, and this same person now is head of the league and putting her son where she wants to put her son, which is everybody. So I will not give you her name. We'll just call her Sarah Douchebag. And is that perfect? But anyway, at that moment in our life, just a year ago, it was devastating. And it was like, oh my God, we're going to lose our friends and we're not going to be on that team anymore and blah, blah. And now it is probably the best thing that has happened to us to not be associated with that disaster that has become over there. It's been a blessing.
Yeah.
And we really found out who our true friends are.
Yeah.
And it really exposed who our family is. So it was a blessing. And that episode last week.
And there were amazing opportunities that came to Garrett and our family. Once we were removed from a situation we didn't even know we needed to be removed from.
Correct. And I always tell you, and Renae and I always laugh, we have this running joke that Renae saved my life and I saved her soul. Because I love giving back. I love I'm always looking for opportunities, right?
And Renee's a selfless, thankless bitch.
No. But I always tell Renae, you know, God will take care of us. That's always been my motto.
Yes.
God will take care of us, and God will take care of us, and God sees what we do, and God will take care of us. And
from the time
let me just say this real quick. The funniest thing ever is, you know, Renae and I will get into an argument, or I'm frustrated about something, and then inevitably within that day, something will happen to Renae.
A bird will shit on my head.
Yeah, or she'll run into a wall.
Yeah.
Or twist an ankle. And I'm like, yeah. God knows. God's finding ways, right? But what were you going to say?
I don't remember. I don't know. I lost it.
No, I hate that I interrupted you because you were going to say something great, and I'm sorry that I interrupted you.
No, that's what it was. I was going to say that when you say you saved my soul, it is because from the time we were first dating and could barely pay our rent, you would give anything and everything to whomever asked or needed it, family, stranger, comedian friend. And I always felt like, hey, can we just make sure we're good? Like, before you do that.
And my philosophy was, this is how I'm making sure that we're good.
You taught me that.
You know, I am making sure that we're good by putting good in the world, by always helping out when people, and I was raised that way. I mean, you know, I laugh. We grew up, the way I grew up with my dad was very Amish. Like,
Amish?
Yes. Like we helped each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I remember, you know, being on a roof at 12 years old, roofing my uncle's house because I knew how to roof.
Yeah.
And me going, Dad, like, I'm not getting paid for this. This is bullshit. Like, I'm on this roof busting my ass for Uncle Johnny. And my dad goes, but when we need a roof, they're going to come help us.
Yeah.
And sure enough, we had this little group in our family where, hey, we need help. We got to change the roof.
Yeah.
Boom. You know who to call. Then they showed up and helped. We helped their house. And then when we needed help at our house, they helped us. And then it was a community, which, by the way.
And then you learn that like-minded people find those kind of people.
Yes. And you find them, right? You as you go through life, I am, you know, anybody in this neighborhood knows they need something from me, I'm on my way. Right? I'll take care of it. I got you. And you start to find those people that are reciprocal.
Yes.
Right? And they
go. Yes, you used it correctly. Yes. Reciprocal relationships. Good
and they
job.
go, I'm like you, and when you need me, I'm here.
Yeah.
Right? And unfortunately, I think that our country, and growing up in Little Gregory, Portland, Texas, everybody had that philosophy. You help your neighbor. And then when you need help,
culture.
Yeah, when you need help, your neighbor's there to help you, right? And I feel like we lived in a world back then that was very like that. Mm-hmm. And it has become very, well, don't ask me and I won't ask you. You know what I mean? Stop bothering me and I won't bother you. And I don't want to live like that. And the Gregory Portland community knows that if somebody has an untimely death or if somebody gets a terrible disease, that they can call me. And we all get together and we all support a cause and we all go raise money together.
Yeah.
You know, so at the end of the day, you know, that episode last week was very real and it was honest, and I'm not upset we put it out there.
I was going to say, and just so brave of you to share it.
Thank you. Tell everybody how brave I am.
No, it really is. I don't think people realize, like, that's hard to do, and it's not normal. It's not normal to...
Well, people don't want to hear it, right? And that's the sad part about it is we're in a habit of when we run into, you know, when we see Rick, right, and Gigi, we go, hey, how are you guys? And they go, oh, man, we're doing so great.
I'm good.
It'd be so fucking weird if I'm like, hey, how are you guys? Well, really? Things are kind of fucked up. We're like, oh, I wasn't wanting that answer. Like, you know? But you know what I'm saying? Where ultimately we just want to hear, we're doing fine. Okay, great. You're doing fine. Let's just keep going.
Yeah.
Right? But, you know, I was being honest and very real. And and here's the crazy part. Again, shame on me for having that moment. But I'm out of it. And I'm learning that lesson. We talked about, man, I was in the Rich Eisen show and I ended up with not Rich Eisen and blah, blah, blah. Well, the team took a clip from the Rich Eisen show that is doing that's me. Go ahead.
When I was editing that, that's the first one I cut out because what you said during that I felt was so heartfelt and real, and it was nice, and I thought it would be great for your fans to hear that.
Yeah, and people.
What was the clip? I didn't see it. It's on your Instagram.
Being genuine,
well,
real.
he asked me like, I forget what he said about like, what makes your brand or whatever, and I said, hey, and by the way, it's still on my Instagram, right? I said, look, I want to be the best father I can be, the best husband I can be, the best comedian I can be, and I don't watch other comedians because I don't want to be influenced.
Yeah.
I don't want to do what they do. I want to do what I do. These are real life stories. I don't do politics. I hope you spend an hour with me at my show and you leave there, number one, realizing that life's not that serious, right? And number two, having an escape from the world. And that's what I said, but we put that clip out there and it's doing amazing on my socials. Going back to my plan moving forward is I have back on the same plan. I have all these beautiful people who love us, who care about us. And guys, I'm going to start putting videos out there again on the socials, and let's go blow it up again. Let's go share it. Let's go let people know that we exist and that we deserve to be seen, and my comedy deserves to be laughed and enjoyed. And let's just go back to the roots,
Yeah.
And let's go back to the self-promotion and this. I'm dusted off, man. I'm ready to go, And I'm not sitting here saying that I won't ever have those moments again. I probably will. I probably will go through it because I have literally fought my entire life for everything that I have.
Yeah.
Everything. You included. I wanted you bad, and I fought for it. So ultimately, I'm really happy about that episode. And for those of you that have sent out beautiful messages.
I was gonna say, I just know my messages, so I kind of want to go take a peek in your DMs and read yours. I bet they were.
Yeah, really slip into my DMs.
Yeah.
And for those people that say, hey, not into it or whatever, that's okay too.
Yeah.
That's okay too. You are entitled to your opinion, and you can watch this podcast for the good times and tune out for the bad times, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine too. And the funny part, Mason, we got all these positive comments, on that clip where people were like, oh my God, love this. And that's why we love you. And, you hit the nail on the head, positive. Uh-huh. And one dude, just fucking, one dude thumbs down, like how shitty of a person are you that there's a human saying, I just want to be a good father. I just want to be a good husband. Oh, fucking loser. What a loser.
That reminds me of, that actually just made me think of this weekend. We were closing out the summer at Schlitterbahn, the water park. And God bless you. I had rented a cabana, just one, not two. Cabana. Just one cabana.
Yes.
I rented a cabana and had, some of our neighbors, our friends to close out the summer. And you showed up from the airport.
Hey, going back 5 episodes, continuing to wear me the fuck out.
But showed up, and Delilah saw you. She was so excited, wanted you to go down the slide with her. So you're like, okay.
Oh, so yeah. Well, paint the picture. We're in a kiddie pool area.
We're all sitting in.
So there's 50 kids, 50 littles under the age of like 6.
Yes.
Parents all sitting around having a cocktail, enjoying their summer Schlitterbahn.
Yes.
Delilah comes running, do the slide with me. I jump up, and I do the slide with her. And then every dad's like, fuck.
I see him. I'm looking around the pool, and I just see all the dads. And you hear all the little girls, Daddy, do the slide with me. Do the slide with me.
And they all just look at me like,
they all told them we're too big. Like, parents aren't allowed.
And then here I am. And I'm like, wee. I'm holding her hands with my hands in the air, like freaking cruising down. But it was, I do apologize for... if anybody was like, oh man, it really put me in a bad place, I'm sorry for that. But I'm not sorry that I put it out there.
Yeah.
And I think that it's going to sound arrogant.
You got messages that said that the episode put them in a bad place?
No, well, it's just like, oh, this episode was a bummer.
Yeah.
This episode is not you guys. You guys are always so happy and positive. Yeah, but man, am I not allowed to have real moments? you know, and you, if you don't think for a second that your favorite celebrity or your favorite person out there, that they don't have these moments, we all have these moments.
Right.
You know, we all have moments of like, oh my gosh, like, is it worth it? Should I keep going? This is hard.
Rick, what was your opinion on the episode? If it had been you, would you have, if it had been your podcast, would you have
dumped it?
No, and I'll tell you why. For everything that you're saying there, but also from an entertainment standpoint, I would love to know if anyone turned it off. Like, it's because I listened to it. I was there live, obviously, and then I went walking and put it on. I couldn't turn it off.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. It's entertaining, and what I love is it peels back what the entertainment industry is you think it's one thing, but it's just like any other job. You have ups and downs, and you just have you guys have platforms to be able to speak to other people. So I wouldn't have. I would keep it.
No, I agree, and it is one of those things that, you know, we're kind of going through a moment with Garrett at the moment where, you know, Garrett's really, really bummed that I go on the road now. Like, more so than normal lately.
Yeah, he's been really emotional about
which
it.
I would say added to the, is this all worth it, right?
Yeah.
It added to that. However, another friend of his was here when Garrett was having that moment. Well, his dad is gone. He does 1 week completely gone and then 1 week back.
Or they're splitting it now, but yeah.
They're splitting it now, but it was really cool because I sat down with Garrett and the other kid, and I asked the other kid, I said, hey, how do you feel when your dad goes on the road? You know, and he goes, and he was and we love this kid so much. He's such a sweetheart. He goes, Garrett, and he puts his hand on him. I cry too, and I'm not afraid to admit it. You know, yeah, his buddy said that. He goes, I cry too, and I'm not afraid to admit it.
Yeah.
He goes, and I go, and by the way, Garrett, I said, Mom is here, you know, with you. And he goes, yeah, but Dad, I want you. And then the other kid goes, yeah, my mom sings to me at night to try to make me feel better, but I don't want to tell her that I don't feel better because it's just more of you and not Dad, right? But at the end of the day, you got, you know, our military men and women that have to leave for an entire year.
Yeah.
You have firemen who are 2 days on, or 3 days on, 2 days off, or whatever. Flight attendants that are traveling.
Pilots.
You got pilots. I mean, there's so many jobs and careers, and I just want Garrett to understand that not only do I have to go on the road, and it sucks, but we have a wonderful life.
It comes with so many perks. Actually, you know, I didn't tell you this when because you were working last night at a work engagement, and he was sad that you were not here to put him to bed. And Delilah was not going to sleep. So I was literally like it's the night before school starts, going back and forth between each room, trying to get them down. And when I got back to Garrett, I crawled in bed with him, and he'd like calmed himself down because he'd really kind of worked himself up, and he'd calmed himself down. And he goes, Mom, he said, Dad
Real
told
professional.
me. He said, Dad told me when I get sad and I feel this way to think of all the good things and the blessings that I have and that we get to do because he does the job that he does. And so he goes, I started thinking about all them and now I feel better. And then like I was going to start listing them too. He goes, I'm okay, Mom. I'm tired. Let's just go to bed.
Yeah. Look, I get it, woman. You're not Dad. Let's just be clear. You are not Dad. But, you know, going back to a million conversations that we had or have had about, it is so important to have a mom and dad in the home. You know, you provide things to our kids that I cannot.
Yeah.
You know, and I provide things to our kids that you cannot.
Yeah.
And kudos to anybody out there raising their kid on their own because, oh my God, like it is so hard to do it. I couldn't imagine being a single dad. I couldn't imagine having to do it all.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, you know, but on the emotional and raising your kid side of things, it's so hard. You know, because I'm sure Rick will tell you the same thing. There's things that Garrett tells me that he won't tell you.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And there's things that he tells you that he won't tell me.
Yeah.
Do you guys have that, Rick? And is it the same for both kids, or is it different?
It is different. I'm trying to think of examples, but there's for sure. I mean, I'm a guy, so you know, having three boys, there are just certain things And I let them do more than Gigi does. So
well same here. Yeah. Dude,
exactly.
Dude, Delilah's like, we're not even going to her. Like, I'm not even asking that way. I'm coming over here because I know Daddy's going to give me what I want, but no, there's definitely a big balance for both. And that's the hard part too about that episode last week is that I do want to lead by example. And I want my son to see me positive and to see me wake up every day like I do, ready to go.
Yeah.
And in a good mood and excited for the day, and it was really cute today because today was Garrett's first day of school. Delilah is on day number 4.
She's the start of week
5?
2.
Well, she had a half a week last
Yeah.
week. So like 5 days in. Well, Delilah was sitting at the table and she's like, I don't want to go to school. And then Garrett came over and gave her the exact same advice that I gave Garrett.
Yeah.
Where I go, look, you have to go. So you might as well make it good. And you might as well do it with a good attitude. And Garrett's telling her this. And I'm like, it's really cool to see that you told Garrett something. He might have fought it a little bit, but he heard you loud and clear. And then now he's relaying that message to his sister saying, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
We got to go. We might as well do it with a good attitude.
Yeah.
Right? But we have to teach our kids that.
Sure.
Sure. And then the other day, yesterday, Garrett was with us running errands for him. And he was like, oh, I'm so tired of being in this car. Because there was no tablet, there was nothing. But it's like, you also have to teach your kids, like, dude, shit's got to get done. Like, you can't just sit at home and play your things because as an adult, you got to go out and run errands and you got to make things happen and you got to take care of things, right? So it's good and I'm ready to be positive again. I'm ready to get back on the horse and go out there and show the world Simple Man and put those clips out there for people to see. As a matter of fact, Mason, let's put a clip out today. Well, me and you will sit down after this. We're going to put a clip out there with Eric and all of us and see if we can't get all these beautiful people to continue to love and support and help us grow our career. You look really...
Mason's like, yeah, I'm going to do it. We got plenty. I got plenty for you, Mason.
I forgot to tell you, you look very pretty.
Thank you.
I like your little knitted dress that you did not knit.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I don't knit.
No, we know that you
But this one's cute. I might keep it.
It's one of the rentals?
Yeah, it's a rental, but I might keep
I'm like,
it.
they're very strategic about where they put those flowers.
There we go.
Yeah, you got...
Are you, you know what? I also feel like because you were so busy this summer, I feel like that was part of it too, was the reality of summer coming to an end and not being ready for it. Like I feel like you were not ready for the kids to go back to school.
No, again, going through those transitions in life, and then you go through small transitions throughout the year, right? You go
the
from
seasonal changes.
Excited to go back to school. All right, let's get them back to school. Okay, summer's over.
Yeah.
Let's get back in the groove. And then they're grumpy about it because, I've been staying up late and then boom, you're in the school season. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, when's the first break from school? Where, we got to get out of it. And, we got to start baseball season. We got to,
Yeah.
So you go through these transit, now I'm like, my head's like, oh shit, we're getting into holiday season. Tatiana has not done holiday season with you. She has no idea the shit that's about to go down.
We had on the calendar yesterday that Halloween was supposed to come out. So it comes from the shipping container to the barn.
Well, I guess I'm going to lunch and then bringing out the Halloween shit.
Well, no, we're having an excessive heat wave. It's like 107 degrees. I don't want you passing out in the shipping container, pulling out Halloween decorations.
And then
we'll be back there with the skeletons.
Yeah, but then next week, you know what we're going to hear? Well, you didn't get my stuff. And I would have liked to have set up, but you're too much of a pussy to be out there in 120 degrees in the shipping container.
But anyway, no, maybe after Wednesday, once this excessive heat dies down, maybe like Thursday or Friday.
Rick,
we'll
I don't, as you know me for this long, I don't ever listen to episodes. I don't watch anything. When it cut off, how did it leave the episode?
Well, I threw up a to be continued because I knew you guys were going to come back and talk about this.
I gotta go watch last week's.
Yeah.
It sounds juicy.
It's a little juicy. Yeah.
It's juicy.
But it was very honest and it was very real and that's the other thing. I'll go ahead. Rick.
I was nervous to come back and sit around the table with you because we have not had. We filmed it, and then there's just lots of life happening. You left, and so I still felt very unsettled. I was nervous about coming back to the table, and it just.
Oh no, legit. Renae last night goes, let's skip tomorrow, and I told her, I said, part of the way I work is. If I put things off, I'd rather get back into the saddle. I'm not I need a moment. I'm having a mental moment. Like, no I get back like in it.
Even now, I still feel like you need a break.
Not from you or not from the podcast. I need a break from, and we talked about it. Like this summer, I worked less, but I was more busy, right? And I want
less dates on the calendar wise.
Less dates on the calendar, but Captain Evil here was like, we're doing this and we're going here and we got to do this and we got to take the kids here and the kids want to do this and we got I need a vacation and and it was like and you're going to the beach. I don't give a shit. We're going now. I got to be on the beach, So I just told Renae I don't need a break from business and comedy. I just need a break from moving around, So I'm off. I'm not going on the road this week.
Yeah,
we get to do something really special where we get to go home, raise money for the VFW post in Portland, Texas, and that to me is not work.
But you're still going to be moving. You're still going to be shaking hands and kissing babies and selling tickets to raise money for the VFW. Like you are not going to
just chill, but
no, you don't ever.
But we're chill this week.
I'm curious to see how the rest of the week plays out and what your. I'm curious to see what your chill looks like.
I'm taking you to lunch after this.
Are you?
Yes, we're gonna go to lunch. Okay. A little lunch date.
Okay.
Little.
In my cute dress and with my red lipstick.
And I'll show up in my fucking flip flops and tank top like I do. It's nice, dude. It's nice.
Really nice.
Bro, I've had the same tank top.
I buy you new ones and swap them out. But you do have some.
I have one.
Old
I got a 9 years ago reminder. Same tank top from 9 years ago.
Oh, your Facebook when it reminds you 9 years ago. Today?
9 years ago, same tank top.
Our Google pictures.
I took Julie to dinner and she was like, "Steve Trevino, huh?"
You're like, yes, it's pretty comfortable. Yeah, it's nice.
No, oh my God, when we did that,
same flip flops, same shorts.
We didn't talk about it.
Same tank top.
We did a news segment together, but your flip flops made me think of it. We did the essay live. And
for Rebecca Creek. Dude, I look so short because Renae was in 9-inch fucking heels.
I wore platforms, and then Steve had on one of your Rao Western wear Wayabera.
Yeah, the pink Wayabera.
So good, the pink one. But you wore it with shorts and flip flops, and I was like, Steve, can you hey dudes,
nobody's gonna see my waist.
Something where we don't see your little troll toes sticking out, please.
Wow. I mean, there's funny, and then there's just fucking savage.
Although don't show a close up of my toes right now.
God dang, dude. Your little stumpy troll fucking smelly ass feet.
Who wears flip flops to do a segment on the news?
Me.
You, exactly.
Me. I wear flip flops to do a segment on the news.
Yeah.
Give it up for our sponsors real quick. We got to do that.
Speaking of.
But yes, Rebecca Creek. They've been so good to us. We're doing so many fun and cool things with Rebecca Creek.
I have fun doing that segment with you.
Well, let me tell you, I can't announce it yet, but we're working on something really freaking cool. Over at the Rebecca Creek Distillery. Very excited about it. Aztec Chevrolet, always taking care of us, always looking out for us. You need a Ford, we got it. You need Chevys, we got it. Dodge, Jeep, you got it. Give us an opportunity, please. Old Salt Coffee, delicious, the best. Trevino 10.
Can I tell you, I went to a drop off your kids at school, and then like first day, mom's brunch. I took my old salt coffee and my Yeti, and I was like, I like my coffee with my creamer. I'm like a little old lady. I didn't want their restaurant coffee. I wanted my own.
Does Gigi do a first day of school brunch with the ladies?
No.
Well, she should.
Oh my God, dude. Renee's like, yeah, so first day of school, all us moms are getting together because we deserve it, to have a little breakfast. And, and then she's like, so can you take the kids to school? And I'm like, well, isn't the breakfast because you took the kids to school? And by the way.
You enjoy taking the kids to school. When you're home.
I'm happy to do it.
Yes.
I'm just saying, let's not act like you need it. We need it. I got to go to breakfast.
I didn't say we needed it.
With the Real Housewives of New Braunfels.
No. You know what? We usually have a once a month.
And you know what they do? They go, sorry about your life. No, sorry about your life.
We didn't do it all summer.
No, sorry about your life. No, my bad about your life. Must be nice. Must be nice. Must be nice, must be nice.
Can we cut the mics? Can the sound go out right about now, please? That would be great.
But Gigi didn't do it. Did you do it, Tati? No, she's here with us.
Do what?
Look at Steven. Tati's looking at you like, bitch, I will kill you.
I went to breakfast with my husband.
Oh, okay, so.
Together, we dropped
See?
together, went to breakfast together.
So that's nice. That's good. Yeah.
There you go.
I'll take you to lunch anyway. You're gonna get breakfast with the girls, and then lunch with Steve, and then my poor life.
I'm not the one who said my poor life. That was you last week.
Oh, this rag, I'm probably gonna own it. What was me last week?
I said I'm not the one who was like my poor life. That was you last week.
God dang, fucking. She's ruthless, bro. Fucking kick Steve in the dick. Let's go.
Joke on my water.
I'll give you something.
God's gonna do something bad to me today.
See, God already got her. We were just talking about it. He almost made her choke. See?
I'm gonna trip, or a bird's gonna shit on my head today.
I'm telling you, dude. She's gonna rip that dress. Watch. That dress is gonna get ripped, and I'm gonna be like, look, God looks after me. I take care of people. God takes care of me. It's real simple. That's how Daddy wins at the craps table. Because God's like, you know what? Have some fun at the craps table. Make some monies. Some free monies. Dude, Rick, I got to hook you up with this guy. He makes cowboy hats out of Los Angeles. Oh my God. Dude, this guy's free. What is his name?
Wait, I can't picture Rick in a cowboy hat, first off.
Gilbert.
Yeah,
Rick, do you own a cowboy hat?
Humberto Marquez.
I would feel...
Humberto Marquez. Check him out. Oh my God, his hats are beautiful.
Okay, wait, but I want to know, does Rick own a cowboy hat?
No, but
You'd let him answer.
I know he doesn't.
I'm not from Texas.
I know he doesn't. However, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Rick, if you had a hat built the way you want it, that you would wear a hat. Because he doesn't just do cowboy hats. He does like beautiful felt hats.
I can't picture Rick in anything other than like a baseball cap. Have you ever worn anything besides a baseball cap?
No, just baseball caps. However,
I don't know if I've even seen Rick in long pants.
Yes, you have.
Yes,
They're
in
your
sweatpants.
special.
Yeah.
When it's professional, I don't go in shorts.
He doesn't have his toes hanging out.
With his khakis, he looks like he's an employee at fucking Target.
I will say this: we went to take our kid, middle kid, to get a hat, and they got it all fitted and stuff, and then they're like, you know how much is it going to be, right? And I almost threw up. I cannot believe how expensive cowboy hats are.
Oh, dude, I told you the story when I went to go. I go, can I see that hat? And the dude goes, it's this much. And I go, yeah. Can I see that hat? Sir, it is this much. I go, great. I want it shaped. You have to go pay for it first? Like, oh, dude, he treated me. Yeah. But because he was like, do you know how much this hat is? And I'm like, yeah, dickhead, I know. And I'm also in first class. Oh my God, I can't tell you how many times they're like, group 1. And I start walking up and they're like, sir, this is group 1. I'm like, I know, bitch, I'm group 1. I know I look homeless,
or people
but
just but most of the times what it is people just kind of push you out of the way because they assume there's no way you could be in group one.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, it is unbelievable how humans have become.
They're like, those toes? There's no way those toes
troll toes?
Class.
you need to get a mask for your toes. Can we put a mask over your toes? Yeah. We don't want to catch troll toe. All right, let's wrap it up. Before we go, we got Mason here, we got Eric here, we got Tatiana here, we got Rick. Any questions?
We don't have a live studio audience, Steve.
But sometimes I feel like the podcast has gotten more involved with Rick going, wait a minute, I have something to say. Or, Tatiana raised her hand.
I have a question. When we were going through the Wounded Warrior Wives, they told us to find something to help us decompress, to help us with our mental health.
So
what is your decompression?
What Tatiana's question was that as a wife to a wounded warrior, who her husband is, who I consider just a great American and somebody that has given so much to our country, and absolutely love him. They said you need to find something as the wife of a wounded warrior to help you decompress. What is yours?
I love bubble baths.
Bubble baths.
And alone time.
So nice hot water.
Yes.
Boil the butthole.
I'm just speechless. I don't even have a comeback for that.
That's really funny, though. It's really. I can't stop giggling. That's so funny.
In case you were wondering, Mason, that's 46 minutes in.
Oh, yeah.
When that happens.
Oh, God. For me, being at home, I told you that yesterday. Being at my house and, I work so hard to make this place look beautiful. And I enjoy that as a decompression. But I also enjoy that moment that I have to actually drink in my bar and hang out or be in the pool with my kids and my wife. And Renae and I literally yesterday talked about that where I said, Renae, sometimes I need her to participate. Sometimes I'm in the pool with the kids. It's like I just jumped in, the kids jumped in, we're hanging out in the evening, and I'm like, hey, Renae, join us. And sometimes Renae's like, well, I'm busy. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I'm like, yesterday I told her, to her defense, hey, just so you know, that is very special for me. And I would like you to please stop what you're doing and realize that I really want us to be in the pool together, enjoying a summer evening as a family. That little moment for me where I'm not worried about anything else but, laughing and playing with my kids in the pool.
Where you can't have your phone in the water.
And so little moments like that. And I always, hunting, going out to the ranch where there's nothing out there. I'm not worried about where I'm going to sleep or do I need to drive or I'm not going anywhere else, right? I can go to the ranch, reset everything, have a great night out there under the stars. There's not a lamppost to be found. You can see every freaking star. My kid's all excited. Garrett's all excited about playing with the fire. I got my boots up. I'm relaxing. I'm eating barbecue. And I'm like, man, this is a good reset for me. Renae, what's yours?
Listen.
Sex with Steve?
Yeah. Well, there's that. Yeah.
Boiling your butthole?
Troll toes wrapped around me.
Dude, Renae is on fire today. She's on fire. It's those red lips.
No, I'm bougie, baby. I like a good spa day at a nice spa. Let me sit in it's the not talking. It's like people not talking to me or asking me questions.
As a mom, I get that.
In a sauna, and like people are usually, and you're like naked with a towel wrapped around you in a sauna, so people don't talk to each other. I'm like, that's great. I like
Rick.
That.
Oh, you're gonna make me be honest here. All right, this is me being honest.
Taking a
I'm
good
not proud
shit.
of this. No. It's taking a bath. However, let me say
How
this.
do you get in a bath?
I know, right? I had a custom bath made. I often wonder, because when you call sometimes at night, and that's when I take my baths, I often wonder, do you know if I'm in the bathtub or not?
I do a joke right now where I go, my voice is different.
Now when we talk to you at night, Rick, we're just going to picture you in a bathtub.
I just picture,
Yeah, as I recall, yep.
I just picture half his legs hanging out the side of it. Like, but you have to have a big bathtub.
Yeah, it's huge.
But I know you guys put a pool. Did you do the hot tub thing?
No, I don't. That to me is a little weird in the middle of Texas having a hot tub.
Really?
Just cooking yourself. Yeah, I don't know.
No, but dude, I completely get the bath thing, and you know, I could sit here and make jokes, you know, and make fun of you or whatever, but you know, I because of my back,
Yeah.
I need hot water, and the hot water makes me feel better. So there are times, you know, like when we're in Vegas, you know, where I'm like, man, I'm gonna boil the butthole, and I'm gonna get in a hot bath, and it is very relaxing, Rick. It is very what's the word? It's spa-like.
I know
Soothing.
multiple
Yeah.
people have told me, Renae, because I don't do baths. I don't know. I don't like them. I don't do it. I don't want to be in it. I don't want to sit there. Like, I just know. But people rave about baths.
Now I'm interested to hear from a single man. All right, Eric, single guy. What is your like?
Do you bathe?
Well, here's what I think. Like, can I guess? Sure. Okay, Eric. He's
Sure.
like, sure. No, I'm being honest. No, don't be scared. I'm being honest. No, Eric. I think Eric's a young guy that likes nice things. And what I'm.
Sexy guy.
He is also sexy, very sexy. But I think
He's like Metro, but still manly.
yeah, he's metro manly. Trying to set you up, lady. You got a daughter out there. It's a fun. It's a thing. Yeah. No, but I think Eric enjoys two things. One, a nice beer at a bar, but either by himself or with good company, and he'll sip on it and relax and have a moment. I also know that Eric is an incredible artist, and I think sometimes he dives into his art, and that's a moment for him to completely disconnect and disappear from the world. Am I right?
That's right. That and long walks.
Long walks, just
Long walks.
Down the street. Oh yeah.
really, you just start walking.
Studio and just go. There's like a neighborhood. Just walk.
It's a mental thing. Just clear the.
Nobody talks to me.
Yeah, I can see that, Mason.
What's the question? What like?
What have we been fucking talking about for the past?
Do you
10
bathe? Are you a
No.
bather?
How do you decompress? What is the thing that helps you relax and get back to? All right, I'm ready to get back to the world.
Like a real stiff drink. Always, you know, like of course, but like driving, dude. I love driving.
Yeah, driving's a soothing thing for me too, and I don't have that a lot anymore.
I drive my ass off, but
Yeah.
like, and then but I'm never tired of driving.
But there's also a beginning, a middle, and an end,
Yes.
right? Where you have that, like I have a goal. Here I go. Put your music on, and
That's
cruise.
the only time, dude. I'll drive silent and just like that's my only time I'm not around something or somebody
Oh,
that I can think. You know?
and for me, jujitsu.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, jujitsu's a good hour of like. I mean, you're in it, man. I mean, you're there trying to survive.
I think there's something
Yeah.
about the physical exertion aspect of it, and then the surrender.
Yeah.
Ooh, riding a motorcycle also.
Riding the motorcycle, yeah. What do they call that? Wind therapy.
Yep.
Right, you get a little wind therapy. You freaking can't be on your phone. You got to be super hyper focused, so engaged, and you're doing your thing, right? What about Gigi, Rick?
Art, like sitting there drawing and computer animation, stuff like that. That's her happy spot.
And you know what's funny is you know, that is one good thing about, you know, the evolution of where we've gotten. Me and Renae talk about on this. I don't think our parents know what that is. Like my parents don't go, I need a reset. What is that reset?
Yeah.
Right? So instead they just keep going and going and going. And you're like, dude, like pick something, go fishing, go, you know, but they'll go fishing, but they don't look at it as this is a time for me to regather myself, don't you agree?
Yeah.
Well, I do too.
We talked about that. What is retirement? Yeah.
I love to work. I love to be out there in the yard. I love to be, weed eating. I love to be working and doing something. That's therapy for me, and again, beginning, middle, and end, right? So for those of you that enjoy us, thank you so very much, and we appreciate you guys. And we're going to start putting some videos out there. Do me a favor, share them, tag somebody that maybe doesn't know who we are, that you think would enjoy our stuff. And let's continue to grow as a family.
And know that last week's episode was not about a lack of gratefulness.
Never. Never, never, never. I am one of the most grateful human beings you'll ever meet. The more I get, the more I give. I remember a friend of mine said, Steve, you're the kind of guy that goes and gathers the wood and starts the fire, and all you do, and you keep everybody warm.
Yeah.
The people that bring one log are worth keeping. They don't have to start the fire. They don't have to keep it going, but can you bring one to join our little warmth party here? No, I am, gosh, I couldn't be any more grateful. And the feeling of appreciation that I have when I walk on stage, and the love I get is just overwhelming. And I want everybody to know that literally the minute that I walk on that stage, the smile you see on my face is real.
Yeah.
It is genuinely real. And when you guys are out there laughing, you want to talk about decompression. You want to talk about feeding the soul. My God, you guys feed my soul. I mean, you guys laughing and enjoying yourselves and wanting to meet me afterwards. And I mean, all of that, is just, and then this weekend, to be able to come up with this idea that we needed a VFW in Portland, Texas, in Gregory, Portland, to now be at a place where we are actually sanctioned by the United States of America. We have our post number, and I see the progression of this dream that I had 5 years ago, 6 years ago, to say I want a VFW for these veterans in Gregory, Portland, Texas, to now not only be a legit VFW, to have that, to raise money. We already have a building. We're already looking at a building. And I'll be honest with you, we get a building, I'm going to be down there to help them do the construction to build this thing. And I'm getting emotional now. I'll cry because, that's the kind of stuff that I was able to do that because of all of you that support my career. So we love you guys. Please please share. Tell the world about Steven Captain Evil, because ain't nobody going to fucking stop us. We will boil our assholes and take our treasure troll toes all the way across this country. Later, guys.